Hello, and welcome to the Sweet Makings podcast. My name is Manon, and I live in the center of France. I am a lonely knitter here, and also a mom to a 4 months old little girl, whose name is Lucy. So I wanted to record this podcast in English because I feel very close to the English knitting community. So I thought that maybe this would be easier for you to see which projects I'm talking about. So I'm going to begin this podcast. I hope that you enjoy it and feel free to join me for some more afterwards. So I'm going to begin with unfinished object. So this is the field sweater by Camilla Wald. So this sweater I saw on Pinterest and I really fell in love with it instantly. This is a really nice textured yoke which represents a field, like a wheat field, like you can see in summer. And when I saw it, I didn't know that this sweater was called the field sweater. So what I saw was actually pine branches. So I thought green, dark green like this would be perfectly fine for Christmas. So I chose to knit it in a blend of cotton and linen by Rowan. So this is a blend I think that you can find anywhere in the world. I think Rowan ships everywhere. So I am used to knit mostly in vegetal yarns because I'm quite sensitive to yarns, woolen yarns. So I mostly knit in vegetal yarns, and moreover, the good thing with that is that it goes very nicely to the washing machine. So as a new mom, I'm very happy to have chosen this kind of yarn. So I had quite a problem when I knitted this because I am kind of a young knitter. I've only been knitting for 4 years. So when I read the pattern, I think I made a mistake at the beginning of the yoke because the instructions said to do some increases, but like maybe only 10 increases all in one place, and then no increases on the rest of the yoke, just before you start the textured pattern. And I felt that that was weird, so I didn't listen to the pattern, and I did my yoke with increases all around. And the thing is, it was like maybe 10 or 15 increases in the pattern, but I didn't do these 10 or 15 increases all around the yoke. I did more than that. And so I ended up with a yoke that was very large. So I was kind of afraid that it would be a very, very big sweater. So under the arm, I reduced the amount of stitches that was created, and because of that, I think you can see that this creates kind of a bubble at the middle of the sweater. So this seems kind of weird, seen like this, but in the end, as I began to wear it, it didn't show. So I'm very happy with the result, and so I'm gonna let it like this because I really like it. So I put it to the washing machine and it did go very well, but then I tried to put it in the dryer and I wouldn't recommend because it shrunk just a little bit in height. So I'm still happy with the sleeve length, for example, because my Sleeves I always knit very, very long because I love very long sleeves. But in this case, they shortened a bit due to the dryer, but it's still okay, so I'm going with it. I'm very happy with the result. So this is my finished object. Now I'm going to talk about some whips. So the first whip I would like to share with you is the Party Line Scarf by Casey Apple. Sorry, it's a bit crowded over here. So that's the Party Line Scarf. As you can see, it's almost finished. So this is a pattern by Casey Apple, which you might know as Young Folk Knits. And she created this very, very beautiful scarf. At first I was quite afraid to test it, to knit it, because I'm really not that good with the lace work. I've never actually done it because I found it very intimidating. But I thought this is a little project, so it's gonna be fine. I'm going to manage it. So I still had to try this several times. I think I did it 3 times, and at the third one I was okay, but I had quite a hard time to figure out how to do the eyelets. And the instructions were very clear. Casey did a wonderful job in her pattern, but the thing is, as I'm not an English native, this was a bit difficult for me at the beginning, but then I really followed the pattern to the T, and it worked out fine. So I am knitting this as a Christmas gift for my mom, who is very knitworthy, and so I really wanted to craft something for her. I think that it gives so much meaning to gifts when you craft them. So yeah, I chose to do that. To do this, I used some yarn. I couldn't tell you the reference because my very sweet neighbor gave that yarn to me. She's an old lady, and when she heard that I was knitting, she was so happy that she decided to give me some yarn that she never used. So I was very happy to find something to do with it. So this is a blend of 50% cotton and 50% acrylic, and this is some fingering weight. That's why I'm holding it by 2 strands, because if I recall correctly, the pattern calls for, I don't remember if it's DK or worsted weight. And so as I held it double, I had to go up a needle size. So the recommended needle size is 4mm needles, and I'm knitting it in 5mm needles. And yeah, I'm really happy with the result, and I think that the upsizing of the needle will be fine for my mom, who likes quite a length on her scarf anyways. So that's it for the Party Line scarf. And then I have another whip. So this is a pattern that is really not that famous, so I don't think you will have ever heard about this one. So the model is, the name is very barbaric, so yeah, that's the S8920 sweater by Schaschenmeier. I read the name, so that's, I would less I would do less harm to the name. So this is a sweater with a textured pattern that I really love, and this is a sweater that I am knitting for my mother-in-law, so that's my father's wife. So I knit this in cotton too, So this is Natura XL from DMC Yarns. So that's a French yarn. And this is quite a bulky yarn, actually, because the recommended size is 8 to 9 millimeter needles. So as you can see, that's a very bulky weight. And actually, this sweater I already knitted once. I'm going to put a photo here, I think. And so I knitted it once, but there was a problem with it, because the pattern, it was very complex. It was like, for me, the first sweater I ever knitted, so it was very difficult for me. And so the pattern was to knit one front and one back panel flat, and then knit the sleeves flat, and then you would join the front and the back panel, and then sew the sleeves and put them together with the front and the back. So this is normal for a sweater. But then you had to do some moss stitch ribbing, and then you had to sew it to the body and to the sleeves. And the problem with that is that I ended up at the time with a sweater that was really not stretchy at all. So this was not so great to put on. To wear was very comfortable. I still wear it today. It's a bit used right now, but I really, really love it, and I wear it every winter because it's so warm. But it's not very comfortable to put on. So for my mother-in-law, I thought that I would work on the pattern a bit. So what I did was I cast on from the down, and from the bottom up, and I cast on in the round. So I did all the body in the round, and then I split for the back and front, like you can see here. So I split here, and yeah, that like this is better. And so now I just finished the back panel, and I'm currently working on the front panel. So once I will have done both the back and front panel entirely, I'm just gonna sew the shoulders, and then I will pick up some stitches to do the sleeves, and hopefully this will make a much more comfortable sweater to put on, and it would still be very comfortable to wear. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on this one. And if you want the reference, I will put it in the description so that you can find this pattern. So this is my second whip. And lastly, I wanted to share some crochet work. So I am currently doing an activity cube by Durable, which is, you know, this little squishy cubes that babies can play with all kinds of activities on it. So I like to craft my own toys for my little girl. So if you want to check on Instagram, I will post regularly about the different toys that I've already made. And I will keep you posted here on YouTube and on Instagram about the future toys that I will make. So I already did the little panels, so I have 5 out of 6 with many colors so that she can get used to the colors of the whole world, right? So here I am. This is my progress on this project. Obviously, it's a project that flies off the crochet. So yeah, I hope to finish it maybe this week or next week so that she can play with it very fast. And I'm really looking forward to see her enjoy it. So I'll keep you posted on this one. By the way, this pattern was a free pattern, and the sweater that I showed earlier was also a free pattern, so this will all be put in the description below, but I just wanted to share this here. And finally, I wanted to share about my yarn acquisitions, and I'm going to begin by a rescue. So, why a rescue? Because my sister created a garment collection. She created it 1 year ago, but sadly the brand didn't work, and so she had to let go of some yarn that she had planned to do a sweater collection with, but never got to do it. So I saw the yarn and I completely fell in love with it, so I'm going to share it with you now. So this huge cone that you can see here, it is just one of the 5 I've got, and I still have 5 more to fetch from her. So this is some merino wool. This is a 4-ply yarn, so very, very beautiful. I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can see a bit. So this is a very rustic yarn. It still smells cheap, you know. So very, very rustic, but so beautiful. So I tend to itch quite easily with yarn, so hopefully I will be able to make garments for myself with it. I'm going to try and maybe knit kind of a bracelet so that I can wear it one day and see if it itches or not. But if it itches, I still have plans for it. So the plan that I've got for a garment for myself is the Lazy Cat cardigan by Kutova Kika. So I put an image here, and I absolutely love her work. I mean, I know that she has lots of lace and cables in her pattern, but what I love the most about her is her classic patterns, like the cinema sweater, for example, that I also plan to knit. But the Lazy Cat cardigan to me is an absolute must-have. So I'm really looking forward to try and knit one with this yarn. And also I would like to do some slippers for the winter. So once I've chosen which one to knit, I will share them with you. And then I also would like to knit an afghan with this yarn. I got the idea by following the Knitting Traditions podcast. So Inga, thank you, because you've inspired me. She's currently hosting a KAL, a knit-along, so I'm going to try and share it with you also in the description below if you're interested. I'm not sure I will be able to join the KAL before it's over, because I have a lot of things to work on, and also I would like to knit some more garments for my little girl, who is growing very, very fast. So I have to keep on with my knitting to be sure to have some garments that fit her. But yeah, that's what I plan to knit with this beautiful yarn. So feel free to give me any other ideas of what I could do with it, because this cone is 2 kilos. So I will have probably 10 cones or so. So as you can see, I have plenty of yarn to go on with. So if you have any ideas, I would be really glad to hear from them. So my other acquisition is some Pima cotton from the Athenian Maker. So look at this beauty. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this one is kind of, I see it like kind of uh, autumn colors, and it's very, very beautiful. And this one is a very profound khaki green. So both of those yarn I plan to use together. So the colors are, this one is Cranea, and this one is Psychea. So both of those yarns I plan to knit a pressed flower shawl with it. So I got 6 skeins in total, and I hope that will be enough. But yeah, when I wanted to, I just want to say about that when I wanted to purchase this Psychea color, it was out of stock on Etsy. So what I did was I wrote to the Athenian maker to ask her if she still was going to make this colorway, and she answered by saying that she would do a batch because there was some demand for it. So feel free to ask her if you don't have the colorway that you want, if it's out of stock on Etsy. I'm sure if you write to her, that she will be able to maybe make some more for you. So yeah. And when I purchased, she very kindly sent these markers. So gorgeous markers, very beautiful. And I have another one. It's not here, but yeah, so I had 2 markers as a gift for my purchase, so I was really, really happy about that. So I think that's all. Yes, that's all for this podcast. So I really hope that you liked it, and I'm really looking forward to make some more in the future. So feel free to follow me on Instagram and give me a comment, maybe like the video if you liked it, and if I see that this kind of podcast you liked, then I will make another one soon. Okay, so bye bye, and see you on the next one. Bye.